finally got College Football 25 official gameplay, and I'm going to break down 5 important factors that's going to affect how all of us play this game moving forward. Speed kills. One thing I noticed in watching this gameplay with Donovan Edwards was his speed and his breakaway speed was absolutely insane to get away from other elite defenders. You see there's other elite defenders chasing him and they are unable to catch him. So speed, acceleration, and elusiveness combined with the skills of the left stick. If you're good with the left stick, you will be able to make a lot of defenders miss, and it's going to be very, very difficult to stop high-powered offenses with a lot of speed, because that speed that these players have will make it tough in open space and one-on-one situations to try to tackle these players. Now, we're looking at a running back. If you have a receiver that has a lot of speed and you don't have the DV with the speed, you're going to get burnt. You're going to get cooked. And as you can see, the spin moves there, the elusiveness, the jukes of these players, especially these elite players, go absolutely crazy. Just check out this spin move and how it's putting players in the blender. He completely missed him. Now, these are just running backs. Imagine elite dual threat quarterbacks. They are going to be a serious problem in this game. We missed our Lamar Jackson era, but if for some reason you get a dominant quarterback in your dynasty and you get a Lamar Jackson type elite generational Hall of Fame quarterback player, it's going to be so insane to try to stop an offense with a lot of weapons, especially with a quarterback that can run, because the pitch is going to make the game crazy. The speed of the receivers, the speed of the quarterback, and the speed of the running back you have to factor in. So my approach going into this dynasty, I am trying to make a high-powered offense with a lot of speed, because speed in this game can make up for a lot of other areas that you lack in. And if you have the ability to outrun your team and opponents, then you have the ability to have some success. While it's not the only factor, I can definitely see this year a lot of players focusing on the run game. So we better understand quickly that, hey, you need to know how to contain the run and get your playbooks right, because some of these offenses are going to be very difficult. And as you can see here, when the quarterback does roll out of the pocket, and you have the opportunity right here to run or pass, that's going to cause a lot of problems for y'all zone defenses, man. So y'all better stay ready so y'all don't have to get ready, because right there, that was almost an easy 6. Got tackled at the 1, but the defenders caught up with him because he didn't have the right speed. Early on, the passing mechanics look very, very good. You're able to place the ball in nice locations for your receiver to get to it, to where only they can get to it. But you do have to time your passes to make sure that you get a good release. You're either going to get a blue release, a yellow release, or a red. Now, even if you do get a red, they've stated that it won't be wildly inaccurate, but you might throw it behind him. Like right there, that was a red pass right there. He threw it slightly behind the receiver. As you can see, instead of catching him in stride, he had to turn around, wait on the ball, almost do pretty much a 360, and then he gets tackled immediately rather than just catching it and running stride. So that's something that you want to improve or get used to early on when the game drops. Try to get it in the blue or the yellow. And like I said earlier, that open space with speedy players is going to be a bad position for a lot of people, man, because once he beats you to that corner and you don't have the speed, he's going to the crib. I mean, look at that separation he's creating. It's like the players on the other side of the ball don't even compare. Now, the other good thing is this. A couple extra things to note. As a quarterback, you will have more options as far as the offense goes. You can run a quick turbo hurry up offense where you can snap the ball super quickly after running a no huddle. And you'll also be able to adjust the length of your hot routes by using the custom stem option. And you can increase it or decrease it based on the coverage of the defense, and that could be very, very useful for our pocket passers. Now, of course, it's only right that I show y'all a big bomb on this video of them going vertical and throwing the ball downfield and showing that the receivers do have the ability to go up and snag over some of these smaller corners or the corners that they're just flat out better than. So that's also very, very something good to see that you could throw that ball down the field and successfully complete the pass in contested situations. Now, I'm a firm believer that offense wins games and defense wins championships. Well, I guess in the NFL now that offense wins championships because they call a lot of penalties on everything. But besides the point, regardless, if your opponent can't score on you or move the ball on you, they can't win. So with the ability to adjust your coverage, to change up the looks, to trick your opponent and make them think you're in another coverage when you're not, is a big advantage instead of just going out there and baseline every play, because you can make them think twice about the defense that you're running. So maybe they think you're in cover 3 while you're in cover 2. They might try to go to the flats. You're going to have somebody there waiting on them. Now, if you're someone like me, I was kind of always tired of playing the old NCAA games and Madden games, trying to adjust everything pre-snap rather than being able to change it while picking the play. But this year, you can adjust your alignment while picking the play, so you can make it look like a completely different defense that you win and confuse your opponent so that they're not seeing the same look every time. Even if you want to run the same play, you give them a different look. That adds another layer of complexity to the game that I feel like is a very good thing for us on defense, especially since they're going to have all these weapons on offense. We need something to be able to counter that. And let's take some time to appreciate the new feature allowing us to switch to near defensive players with the analog stick. That's a nice feature. Thanks, EA. Now, the elite players are going to play like stars, and they are going to heavily change the game and impact the game to the point where you nearly need to game plan for them for sure. If you know that a team has a certain star player, running back, receiver, quarterback, you need to game plan for them. Do not just go into every game trying to run the same offense, trying to run the same base offense. You need to align your focus on certain players and try to take them out of the game, because as of what I've seen, 160 rush yards and 14 off of 14 rush attempts is absolutely insane, but that does happen in college football. And also the defensive line, the stars there, impact players, they are absolutely abusing linemen that aren't on their level, which I believe is also very realistic. And these abilities that all these different players will have will provide a very good gameplay advantage. So be sure to, especially in Dynasty, if you want to go for certain players, you develop them and you make sure they get those certain abilities, because those star players will be a huge difference maker, as we can see. Because it seems like every time we see a highlight play, it's a player with a star under their name making the play. Like out of all the gameplays that I watched thus far, I'm not gonna say every single time, but a majority of the time, the players making the plays were the stars. Now let's get into the composure. Now we've been playing Madden and NCAA for a long time, so we're used to seeing the squiggly play calling, but I can say that players' abilities and ratings do drop and do change due to the composure. And if it gets cold and it gets bad, it gets ugly. And I can see that this game, the momentum can turn against you very quickly. And in this gameplay and in this clip, you're going to witness that. I mean, you can see the score is 21-7. Could be worse, but to get hit by the quarterback and have the lineman pick it up almost off the ground and intercept it and take it back to the crib, at that point in the game that the momentum is just completely against you. You've already been throwing interceptions, and for something like this to happen, even though the team is at home, doesn't mean you can't lose your composure if you get down early in the game, which will also affect your field goal kicking as well, because field goal kicking can be pretty difficult on this game. And you can see there another miss. This is something we're going to have to get used to as well, as a new field goal kicking system. And as an extra bonus, I cannot forget to mention the weather. The weather will play a factor. If it's going to be more difficult to throw in the snow, it's going to be more difficult to throw in the rain. And if your quarterback doesn't have great pass accuracy, or you're getting throwing reds, you're not going to be throwing good passes, and it's going to be more difficult in those situations. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, because we will be dropping more videos as this game come out, and gameplay when it comes out as well. But until the next time, Dynasty out.